Welcome, you guys, to the Rascal Podcast. I'm going to be sharing multiple Rascal podcasts here. This is our first episode. Um, and these are podcasts you can get inside the app called Starfish. And it's amazing. The little 15, 20, 25-minute little podcasts of the principles they teach. And so I'm sharing them. This first one rings true to my heart right now because I need to be persistent to be successful. And these podcasts are done by Chris, Brady, and Orrin Woodward, two of the top most influential leaders in the world, named by Inc. magazine, the top 50. And they are amazing leaders, and they have some amazing teachings. And they're the creators and developers of the Starfish app and the Rascal Podcast. And so this first podcast is episode 159, actually. I know it's far down the road of the numbers that they've done. I think they've done 173 podcasts. But this one I want to share, and I'll be sharing multiple ones that I really enjoy, hopefully to help you learn some principles and help you improve your life and grow. And if you're interested in getting that, interested about that app, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to share with you and how to help you get that. Let's start off first. This Rascal podcast is called Persistence Until Perfection. We all need to persist to be able to be successful. And we also know that we can't be perfect in this life, right? I'm going to start off by reading a quote by Winston Churchill. He says, success is not final. Success is not final. Failure is not failed. It is the courage to continue that counts. So we need to keep continuing, okay? Because failure is not final. It's not that you failed. It's you've learned something. If you quit, then you fail. But if you don't quit, you will never fail. So I'm going to read the story that Orrin shares in this podcast. It's about two frogs who fell into a bucket of milk, both trying to jump to freedom. But the sides of the bucket were steep and no foundation was to be had on the surface of the liquid. Seeing a little chance of escape, the first frog soon despair and stops jumping. After a short while, he sunk to the bottom of the bucket and dropped. The second frog also saw no likelihood of success, but he never stopped trying. Even though each chunk seemed to reach the side inadequately, he kept on struggling. Eventually, his persistent efforts turned some milk into water. Haha. Wow. Into butter. From the now hardened surface of the milk, he managed to leap out of the bucket. There's a lot of lessons you can draw from this little story. The first frog, he thought it was fruitless, and so did the second frog. Actually, they both thought it was fruitless to keep trying to get out of the bucket because it looked like they were going nowhere and they were just going to perish anyway. So why keep trying, right? But so the first one did, and he failed. He quit and he perished. The second one kept going because he thought, well, it's pointless, but at least I'm trying and doing something. So he just keeps moving forward, and eventually the milk turned to butter, and he was able to get enough butter that he was able to jump out of there. Now, I know this isn't a true story, but it illustrates a good point in anything that we do in life. A lot of times when we start and we've been doing it for a while and we're trying to grow and hit a goal and reach some point of success that we desire to reach, and we see that all the evidence around us is against us, that we don't want to, that we're not going to be successful. I remember one lesson in my life that helped me to not quit throughout my whole life. When I was in high school, I played sophomore basketball. I was on the basketball team my sophomore year. My junior year, I tried out. The coach cut me, and I asked him, what is it that I could have done better? He said, you just weren't good enough. Well, that's frustrating, right? But I tried out anyways for my senior year, and I made the team. And the coach told me, Matt, we want you on the team, but you're not going to play. Now, there's a whole point of that story too that we could go off about how not to coach and how not to mentor and help people grow. But I'm not going to focus on that one right now. What I want to focus on is that was that was hard for me, but I said I'm going to show you, and I am not going to quit. I am going to play. And I went throughout the season. Halfway through the season, it was drudgery. I hated going to school every day. I mean, school was okay, but I hated going to practice every day. And I wanted to quit. The coach didn't treat me right. There was one assistant coach that took me under his wing and helped me through and kept working with me, and which really helped me to continue on. But I wanted to quit because I just was tired of feeling like I was nothing, that I was not adding to the team or giving any value, and that they really didn't care about me. All they wanted was somebody big to practice against, is what the coach told me. And my mom sat me down and she said, Matt, if you quit at this because it's hard, you're going to quit at everything that gets hard in your life. And that has been one of the biggest lessons in my life, because I've had hard things happen, and I know I will continue to. But I always go back to this lesson that I'm not quitting. I'm a fighter. I'm not going to stop. Now, things didn't necessarily get better. I ended up breaking my foot and not playing in the last game as a senior, not being able to start, which was one of my dreams. However, we ended up going forward and taking state, and I was able to letter that way, and was part of the state championship basketball team back in 1995 in Utah for Alta High School. But I feel like I had some part in that, where I helped make the guys on the team better so that they could go win that state championship. And I did play a little bit at the end of a lot of the games. And so I gained a lot of lessons learned from that. And if I would have quit, I would have never learned some of those lessons. And so for that was successful for me and has been a pillar and a foundation from all of my life. So it's important that we persist. It's important that we don't quit. And what I want to ask you, what lessons in your life have you learned that have helped you to continue going forward? What do you reach for? What is your foundation that helps you to not quit? Or what are you going through right now that you're not going to quit because you know you're going to be successful? Right now, me, I'm in the what do you call it? I am in the man, my mind just went blank. I am I'm in the journey of being successful and building a digital network marketing company and building not a digital network marketing company, a digital online business. Wow, I can't think today. A digital online business. I am working on building that right now, and it's very hard. It's drudgery, and you have to be consistent, and it's growing little by little, but not as fast as I want. So it's really hard to keep going. But I'm going to be persistent. I know I can be successful. I know this is what I'm supposed to do, and I am going to be successful. And I want to help you be successful too. Join us along the journey, and I hope you have a great day. And drop in the comments answer to those questions, and let's get the conversation going.